Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene seems to be very concerned that one of the major presidential candidates could be a security risk. Oh. Now, of course, it's not the one who was indicted for taking classified materials to his resort home and then refusing to return them. No. It's the other one. Now, speaking to Fox Business, Greene said that Special Counsel Robert Hur's report shows that the country is a quote-unquote in a national security crisis, and that Joe Biden should be removed from office either via impeachment or by invoking the 25th Amendment. Section 4 of the 25th Amendment states the president could be removed if they are unable to discharge the duties of the office. Okay, can Joe Biden not do his duties? Seems like he can. But Greene said, quote, if the man is not fit to serve trial, then he has not been to serve as president of the United States. Okay, hold on here. So Hur devoted much of his report to explaining why he did not believe that the evidence against Joe Biden met the standard for criminal charges, which included a high probability that the Justice Department would not be able to prove Biden's intent beyond a reasonable doubt. So his intent in having the documents, right? Now, he also threw in the possibility of innocent explanations for the records they could not refute. Now, the issue, though, that Marjorie Greene and the rest of the right wing are homing in on is where Hur cited advanced age that made Joe Biden forgetful that he had the documents in the first place. Now, when asked about the report earlier Thursday in a private moment with a handful of House Democrats ahead of his speech, Biden responded angrily, according to two people familiar with his comments, quote, you think I would effing forget the day my son died? So they keep going back to that statement, right? The right wing, like, oh, do you know that Joe Biden forgot the day his son died? Oh my God. And that was in the report, right? Now, Biden noted that he had sat for 5 hours of in-person interviews in the immediate aftermath of Hamas's October attack on Israel when I was, quote, in the middle of handling an international crisis. So that was him explaining, like, well, of course, I was preoccupied. I had this to worry about. You know how much I love Israel. And so that obviously was very upsetting to me and all of that. And of course, 81 years old, he'd be a bit forgetful sometimes. Sure. And so he explained that. Now, Hur also said in his report that there were several material distinctions between the Trump and Biden cases, noting that Trump refused to return classified documents to the government and allegedly obstructed the investigation, while Biden willfully handed them over. So, how does that mean? How does that really illustrate that Joe Biden is a security risk? Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. Now, Greene is going to continue by bringing, though, up the fact that Joe Biden, he's got the nuclear codes. Quote, he carries around the nuclear football. I mean, think about that. He's making the biggest decisions on behalf of our entire country. Not only our country, but in a large part the entire world. Yet he's not able to stand trial for all the documents that he kept. This is extremely serious. This cannot be dismissed. Look at recently in his speaking events, where he's talking about speaking to people that have already died. His mental clarity, his memory, his ability to make decisions is extremely important as president of the United States. And the Democrat Party cannot hide this anymore. We have to move forward to do something about it. Okay, so Biden is a national security risk because he forgot about some things and has the nuclear codes. That's what she said. Do you guys remember when Trump confused Nikki Haley for Nancy Pelosi? Twice. Mistook a photo of E. Jean Carroll for his ex-wife, Marla Maples. Those are things that happen. He confused Joe Biden for President Obama. How do you do that? That's weird. Look, if you're going to say that Joe Biden is mentally unfit based on his, memory and sometimes confusing people, then you're also going to have to admit that Donald Trump is also unfit. You know what? Okay, I'll take you saying Biden is unfit if you do the same for Trump. Let's get a whole new group of people in there to actually run for president. I would love to not have a Biden versus Trump rematch. That would be fantastic. I'll take that deal. But of course, it would not happen. Now, let's get to the nuclear football question, though. You see, she says, well, he's got the nuclear codes. He's got the nuclear football, and that's why he's a security risk. But wait, do you remember when a member of Mar-a-Lago had posted photos of himself with the guy who had the nuclear codes during a dinner for Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe? I remember that. That was a Trump-hosted event. He allowed that to happen. How is that not a security risk? With the nuclear football! Come on! And again, let's not even get started with the documents that Trump had and refused to turn over. Also security risk. But no. It's Joe Biden that's a security risk, guys. He's the bigger security risk and must be removed. Look, I'm not going to say that there are not well-founded concerns about Joe Biden's age. He is 81 years old. You are going to forget things at that age. There are going to be mistakes that are going to be made. There are other health issues that could crop up. Of course. At the same time, you can't pretend that Trump's not that far behind. He's 77 years old, not a spring chicken, and shows just as many memory lapses, but more concerning, lapses in judgment. Gigantic ones. All of which Marjorie Taylor Greene and the rest of the Republicans that are now clamoring to use the 25th Amendment to disqualify Joe Biden are just conveniently ignoring. I see the game that you're playing, and I think we all do.